Now let's get more analysis on this groundbreaking Supreme Court decision. We've got Nigel Nelson, who's a senior political commentator at GB News. He joins us now live from Kent. So thank you so much for joining us here. I was going to say this is a pretty groundbreaking decision from the Supreme Court. How surprised were you about this unanimous ruling?
Well, not hugely surprised, and I don't think Colorado was terribly surprised either. I mean, the basic argument is that states should not be able to decide presidential elections. So the ruling says they can ban local candidates, but not federal ones. And obviously, this would have, had they actually upheld the original ruling from Colorado, it would have thrown the entire presidential race into chaos.
But do you think that Colorado actually had a point, though? I mean, that Trump should, in fact, be barred from the ballot because of his involvement in those riots at the Capitol?
Well, that was certainly the argument of Colorado courts, and this is it's based on the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, and this particular article was drawn up following the Civil War, and the idea was to ban Confederates from being public office holders. So it was a question of the interpretation of this, what it actually meant. Now, what Trump argued is that presidents wouldn't be included in this. However, that wasn't what the court was deciding. The court was simply deciding whether or not a state could turn around and basically upend an entire election. Now, the ruling comes in the nick of time for Donald Trump because we've got Super Tuesday tomorrow when 15 states will be voting.
So I take it you agree with the Supreme Court's decision?
I agree with it on a matter of law. I mean, I think that the Supreme Court, there's 9 justices there. 6 of them are conservatives, 3 are liberals. This was a unanimous decision. It does seem to be an understandable one as a matter of law. That the 3 liberals on the court are saying, well, hang on, there are other issues here, but they should be for Congress to decide, not for an individual state.
So why do you think that the Supreme Court decided that they wanted to sort of weigh in on this 14th Amendment issue?
Well, it was an important one because had they not done so, obviously the Colorado decision would have gone ahead and Donald Trump wouldn't be on the ballot there tomorrow. So it is a huge constitutional issue. And bear in mind, there's lots more actually going on, that Donald Trump is still facing 91 charges in 4 separate cases. So that comes from payments to the adult film actress Stormy Daniels down to mishandling classified documents. So he's not quite out of the woods yet. But those cases, some of those cases may not actually come to trial until after the election. The important thing for Donald Trump was that tomorrow, Super Tuesday, he gets a free hand. And of course, it's quite likely after that, his only rival, Nikki Haley, will pull out.
Do you think so? I mean, she said that she's going to sort of stay in the race as long as it takes.
Yeah, I think that she was staying in the race as long as, depending on Super Tuesday. And according to the polls at the moment, it's looking like Donald Trump will actually sweep the board there. At the moment, you're sort of talking about Donald Trump being way in the lead. He's already got 244 delegates for the July convention. And Nikki Haley, even though she had a win yesterday in Washington, she only has 43, so she's got a long way to pick up.
Well, she does, but then again, you know, the speculation is there whether or not she might run actually as an independent together with a Democrat possibly. Anyway, we're going to have to see how that plays out. Nigel Nelson, thank you so much for joining us here on TRT World.